team member. They've been here before. Most of them, they've starters. They've got some seniors in there. And inside on the boards is where they're really going to have to do the work.
It should be a good one. And joining us to provide his commentary from courtside from Cedar Rapids, KCRG Television, our buddy John Campbell. John?
Larry, thank you very much. Pleasure to be back here again this year. We'll be keeping an eye on things from underneath the east basket, our vantage point tonight. Excitement building here as we get ready for this ball game. You gentlemen analyzed it very well. You talk about the fact Regis has no seniors. They're all veterans by this time of the season. I don't think that'll be a factor. One thing you might think about, both of these clubs are used to winning by big margins. If it's close tonight, maybe it's like Vivian Stringer says, which team is going to blink? And we'll be back with the starting lineups in just a minute.
Today, we are celebrating a commitment by you, Paul, and you, Victoria, to spend the rest of your life.
Unlike certain other of life's commitments, John Deere will give you 30 days to back out. If within 30 days you're not completely satisfied with your John Deere mower, we'll give you your money back. Because in a matter as important as a lawnmower, you deserve to be happy.
As long as you both shall live.
See the yellow pages under lawnmower for your nearest John Deere dealer.
I don't think the good old days are gone. I think there's still some good old days left. Just look where we've come from in a short span, from farming with mules to four-wheel drive tractors, from farming 25 acres to farming 2,500 acres. In just a short time, you're just talking like in a space of 50 years or so. So you look 50 years on down the road, who's to say what technology is going to do for us?
A big crowd gathers at Butts Auditorium to watch the 2A and 3A championships determined. Earlier this afternoon in the 2A consolation, New Hampton finished third, holding off a late charge by Davenport Assumption to win 76-74. And now the Indians from Hull Western Christian take on the Royals from Cedar Rapids Regis. Hull Western Christian's only loss this year, 65-64 to Russell Tyler Ruthven. Cedar Rapids Regis has only lost to 3A schools. They have played tough competition. Both these teams do that. Now let's meet the starters and the reserves. Here's Father Craig Collison at the public address system.
The Iowa High School Athletic Association presents the 1991 2A championship game. The visitors on the scoreboard are the Royals of Cedar Rapids Regis. Their record this season is 21 wins and 4 losses. They beat Grinnell and New Hampton to advance into this game. The home team on the scoreboard are the Indians of Hull Western Christian. Their record is 21 wins and 1 defeat. They defeated Clarenda and Davenport Assumption to reach the finals. Now let's meet the reserves and assistant coaches for Cedar Rapids Regis. Number 11, Matt Cullen. Number 21, Ross Wilkin. Number 35, Scott Cahill. Number 43, Jeff Schmidt. Number 3, Rob Kalinsky. Number 15, Mark Hickman. Number 31, J.P. Pfluger. Number 33, Scott Hoffman. Number 51, Jerry Hafer. Number 55, Eric Seaton. And the assistant coaches, Justin Kramer and Tom Breitbach. Here are the reserves and assistant coach for Hull Western Christian. Number 12, Dave Heinen. Number 22, Kent Dauma. Number 24, Mark Rolofs. Number 34, Tim Rootman. Number 50, Josh Bird. Number 10, John Ostra. Number 14, Dan Papama. Number 42, Brian Altena. Number 40, Loy Vanthal. And the assistant coach, Mr. Lauren DeYoung. And now, here are your starting lineups. At forward for Regis, wearing number 41, a 6'2" junior, Matt Holtz. At forward for Western Christian, wearing number 30, a 6' senior, Dave Baker. At forward for Regis, wearing number 25, a 6'3" junior, Nick Olberg. At forward for Western Christian, wearing number 44, a 6'7" senior, Dave Van Essen. At center for the Royals, wearing number 45, a 6'4" junior, Greg Hawthorne. At center for the Indians, wearing number 52, a 6'7" senior, Steve Bootsma. At guard for Regis, wearing number 23, a 6'1" junior, Matt Drehas. At guard for Western Christian, wearing number 20, a 6' senior, Heath Ostenink. At guard for the Royals, wearing number 13, a 5'8" sophomore, Tony Campbell. And at guard for the Indians, wearing number 32, a 6'1" junior, Kurt Hoffman. The head coach of the Cedar Rapids Regis Royals is Dick Breitbach, and the head coach of the Hull Western Christian Indians, Mr. Jim Eacock. The officials for tonight's game. The referee, Mr. Richard Larson of Sioux City. The umpire, Mr. Steve Jansen of Sioux City. And the bench official, John Lowry of Cedar Rapids. And now, please join me in standing to honor our country as the color guard of Des Moines East High School, the Marching Scarlet, directed by Craig Schwartz, presents our colors. On the playing floor, Becky Morgan Arnold to sign, and the Voices of Valley from West Des Moines Valley High School, under the direction of Ray Saluka, to sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Gary, the road to state has really been different for these two teams. For the Regis Royals, nothing has really come easy.
Well, it hasn't in the state tournament so far either. But that's, I think you get on a roll like that, you play in those close games and you find a way to win them.
The road to state, as you take a look at it for the Regis Royals, is really close games all the way. And in fact, in the two games that they've played here, they've been either behind or even after three quarters.
Well, particularly this last game against New Hampton, they were in real foul trouble, and I think the depth of their squad was able to pull them through in that game.
In fact, in two games at state, they've committed 20 more fouls than their opponents. We'll watch for that. As far as Hull Western Christian, though, a different story for the most part.
Right, they've had the spread out margins until Davenport Assumption. Davenport Assumption, a team, of course, that went from 3A to 2A, and they're a solid club.
That's the way they compare, and again, the big statistic, Hull Western Christian averages about 14 more points a game. The other thing to keep in mind is Regis is not a very good shooting team. They have to run and get good shots.
They're only averaging just close to 42%.
To open the game, the turnaround missed by Bootsma, and here come the Regis Royals. Maybe the youngest team ever, or certainly one of the youngest, to play for a state championship with not a senior on the squad. Hawthorne from the outset has it blocked by Bootsma.
There's what Regis is facing on the inside. Western Christian with some big people. Van Essen 6'7", got Bootsma at 6'7".
That is Van Essen who walked a pass that was almost impossible to handle.
Dick Breitbach right there, coach of the Cedar Rapids Royals, 237 wins.
Tony Campbell, the point guard, fires.
And there's a young man, Larry, that I think has to turn it up in this game. He's only a sophomore, but he has not had a good tournament so far, only 4 for 22 from the field.
And the travel is called against Matt Drejos. So the ball will go back to Hull Western Christian with 7:11 to go in the first quarter. They're down 2-0.
To carry Tony Campbell a little bit further, he's been in foul problems, and his game is to drive and penetrate, and I think that took his aggressiveness away from his offense. So he needs to stay out of foul troubles too. As does his whole team.
One thing Dick Breitbach says, he does not get rattled, even though he is only a sophomore. Is Hawthorne getting Bootsman in the air and then putting it down 4-0 Cedar Rapids Regis.
That was an excellent move right there. He gave the pump fake up, and then he moved his body in and took the defender Bootsma out of play.
And from three-point range, the young man who set the tournament record here in the quarterfinals scores. That's Kurt Hoffman with a three. At the other end, the transition basket is good by Drejos and a chance at a three-point play.
Drejos is a kid. Watch for him all night. He can take the ball coast to coast, and he does it right here. Gets it down, skies by everybody, lays it up, good concentration. Gets the 2 as he watches it roll and fall in, and gives a little #1 sign right there.
Baker drawing the foul. The three-point play completed by Drejos, and it is a 7-3 lead for the Regis Royals.
Royals in a 2-2-1 that time. Three-quarter trap. They have to stay out. They made unnecessary fouls against that New Hampton team and really got themselves in trouble early.
There's the point guard, Osternick, putting it through. Keith Osternick comes in averaging just 4.9, but he drills one early in this one. 7-6. The Regis lead is 1. Campbell tries to answer and does.
See, that's his game right there. Penetrate, take it into the paint, and shoot the shot. I think you have to, as a defender, try and keep him out in front of you.
Hoffman answers with the 3 for the Indians, and he is on again tonight.
This is what Dick Breitbach did not want out of him. He did not want to see him hit the first one that he took, let alone 2 in a row. He's the kind of shooter that he gets that adrenaline flowing, he's going to feel like he can make every one.
Well, he had 10 threes in that quarterfinal victory with a 56-point performance. And it rolls in for Drejos. Here's Van Essen on the turnaround, and coming up with a big rebound is Hawthorne.
And what a great job he did of screening off. He's given away some size, but he really had him checked off the boards.
Drejos fouled on the way in by Heath Osternick.
See Coach Dick Breitbach, he's making some pointers, and here they come again, making the move down. The defender just does not move over and get his position.
Drejos 5 early points, gets it into Campbell. And he is red hot and showing no hesitation to penetrate whatsoever.
Well, as we said, we talked about him having to have a good game. I think he has to elevate it, even though he's a sophomore. He's their leading scorer, averaging 12.4 points a game. So this is a very balanced club. 4 kids in double figures.
Van Essen works around Hawthorne, who comes from behind to block. Now it's Bootsma. And now it's Van Essen.
The discipline of Greg Hawthorne right there, though. He has to be in this ball game for Regis. He got by him on the baseline, and he turned him loose and didn't commit the foul.
On the breakaway, it is Dave Baker, and that ties it up at 13. Almost at the midway mark in the first quarter. It's been tight, and it's been full of offense so far. Campbell. Is he red hot? With 9 already, the Royals on top by 2.
Your attention, please. Mr. Rod
Osternick to run the offense from the top. That's Baker. There's Hudson, the young man that Cedar Rapids Regis has got to keep somebody in his face, or he can pour in a lot of points, as he did here against Clarinda. Count the basket by Van Essen.
This is going to be a tough job down inside for Nick Oberding right there, covering on Dave Van Essen. You're going to see it. Gets him posted up. Good move to the inside. Comes back outside and then steps through with the fake. Draws the foul and gets the basket home. That's a mismatch in there right now size-wise. You're either going to have to front him or else keep a hand out of there and make him shoot the shot in.
Jimikoff making a couple of early changes. Number 22, Kent Dauma, and number 34, Tim Ruckman have come into the lineup, as Van Essen has already decided that next year he'll go to Dordt College, goes to the line, and has now 5 points and gives Hull Western Christian the lead at 16-15. Off the baseline, 2 for Nick Oberding. The Royals back in front, and a chance to make it more as Campbell comes up with a big play. Hawthorne hands it stripped.
Good steal there by Dave Van Essen. We said in the opening and all-tournament selection last year.
And you would think with his numbers headed that way again. He has scored 20 and 25 points in the 2 games here at State. Drejos has some trouble and calls for the travel.
And as I said, watch for Drejos. He'll take that ball and go end-to-end with it.
Here's Jimikoff in his 9th year, and he'll make another change as he sends Josh Bird into the lineup, the 6'8 senior, averaging 3.2. And Dick Breitbach will also go with a change at the point. Matt Cullen, who averages 9 coming off the bench, replaces Tony Campbell. Campbell leads with 9 first quarter points.
Hey, don't run. Play.
21 in is Ross Wilkin. He's also checked in. Hudson for the lead.
Well, you have to identify that guy right there. Hoffman, 56 points, a tournament scoring record. You cannot give him that room. You're going to have to make him put it on the floor.
And Hoffman already with 3 threes in this ball game.
He's had 13 in the tournament up till this evening, so that's 16 three-point shots.
Foul called against Rootman. It's his first and the team's third. 2:32 to go in the opening quarter.
Number 52, Steve.
In the lineup now, we've got Kent Dalma and Tim Rootman, and they really have been giving some support off that bench. They played excellent basketball.
Scott Cahill into the lineup for the Royals, and he will take the place of Nick Olberding. Cahill averages 5 a game. That's Matt Cullen. Grayos tries to drive the baseline, and it's knocked out of bounds by Rootman. So far, championship caliber shooting in this one, Gary.
Did we say Regis wasn't a good shooting team? 8 out of 9.
No one would be more surprised than Dick Breitbach, because his team on the year, 42%.
And he's pleasantly surprised right now.
With the foul, Rootman, that's his second foul. And it's now 4 against Hull Western Christian. There's Dick Breitbach. Busy man, also assistant principal at Cedar Rapids Regis, in addition to being the head basketball coach.
Dick has won 4 state championships at Regis.
Cahill misses the open shot, and Benison grabs the rebound. Benison from way behind the three-point barrier. Indians with a 2-point lead in the ball. There's Hoffman. Can he hit from the right side as well as the left? Yep, apparently so.
If he doesn't get all net, he gets the roll. That's a couple of them he's got the roll. He's on fire.
He has 4 threes here in the first quarter. Has he missed one? I don't recall him missing one.
I don't think so.
And the Indians, with their biggest lead, a chance to add to it with 1:52 to go in this first quarter. Dick Breitbach will come back with his point guard, Tony Campbell. Again, Hoffman. Oh,
unbelievable.
5 of 5 at 3-point range.
Well, Jim Heacock told us when we visited with him after the semifinal game, he said he's as fine a natural shooter as I've seen.
He first saw him in 6th grade, knew it then. Here's Hawthorne misfiring, and Van Essen grabs the rebound. 5 for 5 at 3-point range. Even the Rolling Rocket probably couldn't have accomplished that, huh?
No way.
Van Essen tries to emulate the work of Hoffman.
When Greg Hawthorne doing a nice job. In fact, Regis as a whole, their smaller players are doing a great job of getting good position on the rebounds and blocking their men off the boards.
Hawthorne over Bootsma. 25-19. That ends a long run because it had been a 9-point scoring run for Hull Western Christian prior to that basket by Hawthorne.
One of the things the Regis Royals, you help beat that size. They're really attacking and pushing the ball down court and shooting it well.
Matt Cullen with a 3, and it's a 3-point game. 25-22 is the Indians' lead in the waning moments of the first quarter.
Boy, it was Cullen off the bench in that New Hampton game. He averages 9, but had 13 in that one, along with 6 rebounds. So
nice job of stripping. Cahill doing a good job of stealing the ball. Campbell. And the rebound cleared by Van Essen. He's everywhere, Gary.
Well, he's a good player. There's no doubt about there.
Van Essen has time. Doesn't get the bounce. Bootsma on the follow. And it is no good. And the first quarter has come to an end. That's the end of the first quarter with the score. Hull Western Christian 25 and Cedar Rapids Regis 22. We'll be back after this word from your local station.
March is Hyundai savings time at your Hyundai dealer. And there's never been a better time to get big savings on every 91 Sonata in stock. Save on a roomy, powerful Sonata V6 with 4-speed automatic stereo and more room and power than Ford Taurus. With rebates as high as $1,500 and prices as low as $10,420. It's a big car for less than many small cars. See your Hyundai dealer. It could be the smartest move you make all year. Sale ends April 3rd.
If your car pulls to one side, if your steering wheel is off-center, your car could be out of alignment. At Midas, trained professionals with the latest technology align your car right. Before your tires show uneven wear, have your alignment checked, or you could be shortening tire life and taking risks. You see, we're serious about safety. Hey, nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
Right now, at your participating Midas dealer, get 50% off all wheel alignments.
In the porn world, the Mitchell brothers were as notorious as their XXX movie Behind the Green Door. But now they're at the center of a sordid act that shocked even the hardened core of porn. Jim Mitchell is on trial for shooting his younger brother Artie. It's a case that could blow open dark secrets behind two of the biggest kingpins of porn. Behind the Green Door.
A Current Affair, Monday night at 9 on KDSM, Fox 17.
Welcome back to Veterans Auditorium. The game of basketball has changed. 7 3-point baskets alone here in the first quarter, and Kurt Hoffman has 5. Regis is going to have to find him, gentlemen.
They certainly are, John. Thanks very much. You know, I was looking at the tournament records today as we take a look at the three-point shooting. Just incredible for the Indians. Take a look at the statistics for the tournament, and I realized that Kurt Hoffman had 44 points for the tournament record. I thought, no way. Well, now I'm not so sure. Good job by Van Essen to field the pass, and he finishes it off.
Aggressive play. There was a matter of size. He was able to get up there over the top and take it away.
The lead is 5 for Western Christian.
This is one thing that Western Christian likes to do. They like to trap half court.
Traveling on Jeff Schmidt. Schmidt is coming to the lineup momentarily to give Greg Hawthorne a little bit of an extra rest, and that's all he will do basically is give Hawthorne just a little bit of an extra breather at the end of a quarter. As Dick Breitbach says, if there's one player he wants out there as many of the 32 minutes as possible, it is Hawthorne on the turnaround. Van Essen, and he has hit 2 in a row.
Now that's just Van Essen gets down there low. If they clear a side or just get it to him down low against Oberding, there's just no matchup right now. They're now out of a 1-3-1 half court where they're trapping.
Campbell, who had an 8-point first quarter, now leaves it for Cullen. And Baker clears the rebound.
I think this is a good move defensively for Western Christian. It's taken away the drive and the penetration.
Batted out of bounds by Oberding.
Number 23, Matt Grayhoff. Number 45, Greg Hoffman.
Watch action here. Hoffman coming in there underneath. Tries to get that left-hander. What's he doing in there? Trying to shoot a layup. He's 5 for 5 from three-point land.
I'm not sure. Timeout on the floor. 6:45 to go in the first half. The score, All Western Christian 29 and Regis 22. We'll be back at Veterans Auditorium in just a moment.
Norwest Bank proudly salutes the spirit of competition displayed throughout the 1991 Iowa Boys State High School Basketball Tournament. We have all proudly come to expect the best.
The corn is high and healthy here, and things are as they should be. Here, there's no velvet leaf, no cocklebur, no Canada thistle, and there will be no carryover, because this farmer has changed from atrazine to Banvel. Banvel, with no carryover. That's a change for the better. From atrazine to Banvel, the changing of the guard.
6:45 left to play in the second quarter, and Hull Western Christian has the lead at 29-22. And Gary, they've been here 4 years in a row. The last 3, they got beat before they got to the championship game, and Jim Eacock said that really got old and hurt a little bit.
Well, they had some tough situations. Twice they could have been in the championship game. They missed free throws, and then in one of those where they missed the free throws, the guy hits a bomb on them to win by 1. Unreal shot. So they've had some heartbreaking losses.
So they are hungry, and in fact, in all 3 years, the eventual champion knocked them out of the tournament. Here is Hawthorne.
That time, after the timeout, they come back with a man-for-man.
A telling statistic, the offensive rebounds, those second shots are really helping Hull Western Christian. Bootsma on the drive.
No shot! 20 at the foot.
And a foul is spotted inside. Heath Ostanek picking up the personal foul, his second, and it's the 5th called against the Indians, while the Royals have been called for only 1. Jim Eacock will make the change. Kent Dalma comes in, and Eacock says when Dalma comes in at the point for Ostanek, they really don't lose a lot.
No, in fact, they pick up offensively. I almost look at this guy as instant offense because he's not afraid to shoot the basketball, and he'll make some things happen offensively. Got a comment about Baker out there now covering on Campbell, number 30. Missed the game the other night because of the flu, and his coach said, you know that he had to be sick and hurting for him not to play.
In fact, he had some real flu concerns. Eacock did after the semifinal game, but everybody appears pretty healthy tonight. Hawthorne does a good job getting it right out to Campbell for 3. And the putback is there by Ross Wilkin.
So I think if you're going to give Campbell something, you give it to him out on the arc. Keep him in front. Do not let him get the penetration. He could have helped himself there as everybody was sagged by stepping in and shortening up his shot.
Van Essen off the glass too hard, gets his own rebound. There is another offensive rebound for Hull Western Christian. Hawthorne picks up the foul. So, Gary, that's now 5 offensive rebounds for the Indians and none for the Royals, and that's probably the reason for the lead.
That's right. You see him inside here as he comes over the top. And I mentioned earlier they were doing a great job of getting good position and blocking him off. Now, all of a sudden, Western Christian is going to the board.
That holds the starter back into the lineup. Ross Wilkin goes out for the Royals.
44, Dave Van Essen, shooting 2.
Van Essen, a 79% free throw shooter, now has 10 points. In this tournament, he has 45 points and 22 rebounds in the first 2 games.
And he's hit 13 or 17 from the charity stripe. There he is right now.
He has 12. Kurt Hoffman has 15. Those the scoring leaders for the Indians, as the turnover will give the Indians a chance to build on a 9-point lead.
Western Christian now, Coach Jim Eacock doing a good job. He's changing up the defense, is making a younger team adjust to those changes.
And Dick Breitbach must want to talk to his team about how to adjust to that. He'll use the timeout. There's a timeout on the floor, and here's a word from your local station.
Used to be if you didn't have a truck, you couldn't hang with the boys. Well, they just upped the ante. Now you gotta have a Ford. Why? First of all, Ford F-150 gives you more horsepower and a bigger cargo box. The Ford also has a rugged twin I-beam suspension. Chevy's suspension is similar to some passenger cars.
Passenger cars!
Can you picture yourself four-wheeling in the family car? Then why picture yourself in a Chevy when your Ford dealer can put you in a real truck for less money?
Good evening. This is the Channel 3, 10 o'clock.
Ever since we sprayed the corn with Bucktrill herbicide this afternoon, old Buck's been pretty excited. That's because Bucktrill gives us fast knockdown of velvet leaf, cuckleburr, and other broadleaves. In fact, the minute Bucktrill hits a weed, the show's over.
When it comes to controlling broadleaf weeds in corn, nothing measures up to Bucktrill.
Buck swears it works so fast he can hear the weeds drop.
5:25 left in the second quarter. Western Christian leading Cedar Rapids Regis 33-24. Let's take a look at the Norwest key stats so far.
Well, shooting, tremendous shooting by both clubs yet. 48% and then 57 by Regis. That's what's keeping them in. And the rebounds are starting to spread apart. And now the changing of defenses have caused some turnovers as Regis moves to 8.
And while the Indians don't have as good a shooting percentage, 5 of their baskets are threes. And Essen kicking it back outside. And Dalma ripples the nets. His first bucket of the game, and it's an 11-point lead for the Indians, their biggest.
There's Hoffman. We talked about him releasing down court. Oh, he is really on fire. Unbelievable. This kid's having a terrific tournament.
17 already. That's his first non-3-point basket, his 6th basket of the game. Greyhouse misfires, but Hawthorne gets it to him again. And Van Essen is really low on the boards lately. Another one, not this time. Maybe Hoffman's first miss.
I can't think of one that he's missed.
Dalma bats it down, but can't control it, and so it goes back to the Royals.
And we're finding out that was his first miss of the game.
Scott Cahill comes back into the lineup, replacing Nick Olberding. And for the Indians, Keith Ostenink, the starting point guard who left when he picked up his 2nd foul, will now come back in. Cahill tries to go to the glass and runs into Bootsma. And here come the Indians trying to build on what's now a 13-point lead.
Indians really playing well, and I think they're changing up defenses, went to half-court traps, and it's caused Regis to stand around, and it's taken the penetration away, and particularly Tony Campbell has taken him out of the game right now.
Hawthorne rebounding, the miss by Dalma. Reyes leaving it for Cahill. Now the 3 won't go by Holtz. Campbell. Hawthorne will go to the line.
Call it on Van Essen, but you can see what the size. Watch here as Hawthorne goes up, and he feels the size, and now he's trying to get his body in there again, takes him off balance, and he overshoots the basket. So definitely the size intimidating factor inside for Western Christian.
It's Tim Rootman coming back into the lineup, and he will take the place of Dave Baker. For Van Essen, his first foul, and Hawthorne will go to the line.
32 Kurt Hoffman into the Indians lineup.
And this is the sharpshooter, Kurt Hoffman, back in, replacing Keith Ostenink. Now, Greg Hawthorne at the line, a good high school basketball player. Where he really excels is football. Division I schools already taking a look at him as a potential tight end a year down the road. Remember, he's only a junior. Van Essen claims yet another rebound.
Well, he averages almost 12 rebounds a game on the season.
All Western Christian holds a 37-25 lead, 3:20 to go in the 2nd quarter of the 2A championship game. East Waterloo and aims to follow for the 3A title. Van Essen, inside or outside. He's got 15 now.
Yeah, that really makes you tough when you're 6'7". You can go out and shoot the shot out in the perimeter as well as posting him up. Nice pass.
And completing the drive, Dave Heinen, who just checked into the lineup.
Matt Cullen made the right play defensively. He tried to come from behind and get it. There's the 1-3-1 half-court trap again.
17-point lead for Hull Western Christian, and a foul inside as Cahill tries to go to the basket. Rootman with the foul, and that will be his 3rd. So Jim Ekoff will again have to make a change. Both Van Essen and Rootman will leave the lineup. As Bootsman's back, and also back in the lineup, Dave Baker.
Greyhouse we're looking at right now on the free throw line really likes to dribble that ball, but I think against this trap, he might be dribbling too much. If he can make a couple penetration dribbles, draw people to him, should have some people open on the baseline where he can drop it off, maybe get some layups.
He drew a key charge in the final minute of the semifinal victory by the Royals over New Hampton that really allowed them to get into the championship game. 42-25, Western Christian with the lead. 2:35 before halftime.
Excuse me, it's a 17-3 run has been here, starting this 2nd quarter by Hull Western Christian.
Bootsma on the turnaround, and it is out of bounds off the Indians.
Number 44, Dave
Van Essen with a very brief rest is back into the lineup for Western Christian, replacing Ostenink. Bootsma missed that shot. Offensively has not even hit his average in this tournament. But on the boards, it's been another story. 25 rebounds in 2 games.
And that's the best in this Class 2A tournament, 25 rebounds.
Missed by Cullen, another rebound by Van Essen. He may have that title locked up by halftime, Gary, the way he's going to the boards.
The rebounding was pretty even in the early stages, and now it's moved out. Hull 16 to 12 again.
In and out for Dalma, and Hawthorne has the rebound. The takeaway by Hoffman.
Well, a nice save right out. He's going out of bounds. He looked back, found his man, is able to get it to him.
Bootsma trying for the follow, and Cahill coming down with it for the Royals, but again, it is Hoffman coming up with it. Van Essen. Is he hot? 17 first half points. 44-25. Western Christian with the lead.
Well, he's doing it all right now, isn't he?
Boy, inside, outside, rebounding, playing defense, he is doing it all. Cahill batting it out of bounds.
First it was Hoffman with the outside shooting. He has 17 points. Now he's come back with a couple big steals.
So between Hoffman and Van Essen, 34 equally divided, 17 apiece, and that is all but 10 of Western Christian's total. And it is Hoffman who will inbound. Hoffman's 56 the other day, by the way, broke the record set in 1984 by Art Sadoff of Iowa Falls. We're at the 1-minute mark in the first half. Bootsma doing a good job getting it back outside to Dalma. They're really doing that well, aren't they, Gary? Inside and out very quickly.
Right, and as you said, Bootsma averages 10 points a ball game, but hasn't shot that well in the tournament.
And once again, it is Van Essen coming up with the basketball.
Well, and again, the intimidation of size right here. See Matt Holtz, 6'2", and he's trying to take it with a jump hook going away from the basket to get it up over their big people. You're actually better to try and get it in tight and get a body off you can, but when you're only 6'2", that's tough to do also.
A Western Christian, a 19-point lead and the basketball as we reach the final seconds of the first half. Dalma being pressured by Cullen. On the drive following the steal. It will not go down for a Wilkin, and it will not count after the horn. And so it's a 19-point lead for the top-rated team in 2A, Hull Western Christian, as they leave the floor. That's the end of the first half for the score. Hull Western Christian 44, Cedar Rapids Regis 25. We'll be back at Butlin's Auditorium in just a moment.
Winning, losing, how you play the game. That's what good sportsmanship and life are all about. Hello, I'm John Nelson, Chairman and CEO of Norwest Bank, Iowa. Each year, Norwest awards 6 $1,000 scholarships to Iowa high schools for the sportsmanship displayed by their teams and students at the Boys and Girls State High School basketball tournaments. It's Norwest's way of saying congratulations and of showing today's students and tomorrow's leaders that we appreciate their best.
Seems like every day there's something in the news about the environment. People are concerned about the soil and the air and about our water supply. They want to make sure it's safe for their families, safe for the future. I do too, because I work with chemicals. So I use them safely. I never use more than I need, and I keep them away from water sources because I care about my kids and I care about my land.
Brought to you on behalf of the American farmer by the makers of Dual.
We're employee-owned, so keeping prices low is everyone's job at Hy-Vee. We're dedicated to working harder and smarter to keep our expenses down and prices low. Our employees pay attention to details, which allows us to sell for less. That's why you'll save on your food bill all day, every day at Hy-Vee.
Where there's a helpful smile
And low prices.
in every aisle.
Western Christian leads Cedar Rapids Regis 44-25 at halftime. Let's go down to the floor and meet Mo Kelly.
Ladies and gentlemen, we feel that we have one of the finest interscholastic
programs in the entire country, and it takes a lot of different groups that are contributing in many different ways to make that program the great program that it is for our student athletes.